This month, Ride from FEI Originals continues its worldwide equestrian wanderings, seeking out soul-warming stories that honor the unending union between horses and humans.
Horses don't use language, but are actually incredibly effective communicators. When we connect with a horse, we don't just connect with this other living sentient being, we actually also connect with the disavowed part of ourselves. And that's really when the magic starts happening.
So far this season, we've been shrimping on the Belgian shorelines and followed the friendly Frisians in the UK's Lake District.
It's a very deep spiritual connection that I feel with them, and I know so many of our visitors over the years have felt that.
We've meandered up the Pyrenean mountains with the mild-mannered Morons. French liberty trainer Jean-François Pignon has taught us to talk horse, and British stunt rider Ben Atkinson has shared how best to bond with our equine buddies.
It's so important to spend downtime with the horses like this. We don't want them to believe that every time we're around them we're going to ask them for something. So spending time just chilling, relaxing. And who wouldn't want to spend time like this?
Coming up in this episode, social media influencer and vlogger Evie Toombs visits Aachen for the Youth Equestrian Games. Denmark's Silja Demfed declares her devotion to a dying breed, the drum horse. But first, to Mexico, and one woman's tireless efforts to help mishandled equines. Situated in the Ara Ciudad Ecológica area of Pueblo's capital, Cuacolandia, is a rescue sanctuary that's home to more than 100 maltreated horses from all over the country. Founded by all-round animal rights campaigner Elena Larrea, it's a place where she ensures they receive the care they deserve to see out the rest of their days with dignity.
I first knew I liked horses when I was little. I have memories of being at family stables for running horses at a very young age, and I loved them ever since. I learned how to ride when I was about 8. My uncles went out for rides, and I joined them led along on top of a donkey. I've always actually loved being around all types of animals, not just horses, cows, dogs, cats, and goats. As I got older, I started fighting for animal rights and became an activist. I chose to rescue horses because they're my favorite animal, but also because there's just not enough people rescuing them. So that's when the idea for Cuacolandia came about. Otherwise, where were all these horses suffering abuse going to go? Cuacolandia is a sanctuary that rescues horses from all sorts of circumstances, sometimes abandonment, sometimes abuse. They arrive here without any hope, foggy-eyed, their heads down, and they're sick, not just physically hurt, but scarred right down to their souls. Here, they start socializing, grazing, making friends and girlfriends, and they begin to develop normal characters, behaving the way horses were designed to behave. And that means being part of a herd, eating grass, galloping. The first time you see a horse that has never galloped before, it's really very beautiful. This is my horse called Devo, and I love him very much. He helps me get the herd out. We don't ride the herd because this is their retirement place, but with Devo, I feel very free. I never miss a day with him. I enjoy galloping with him as much as he does, and I let him go at top speed because he loves it. My dog comes along too. I've always felt so free around horses, not necessarily riding them, but spending time with them. I sometimes wonder if I have saved them, or they have saved me, but definitely there's an inexplainable connection. I prefer them to humans. They are extremely noble and a mirror to all the beautiful things I have inside of me. I give them the love and they give it back. My bond with Devo is particularly special though. From the moment I sit on him, I know exactly how he's feeling, angry or happy. I'm pretty sure he's the same about me. That's the special thing about horses. That's why equine therapy exists, because they're magical. They're like unicorns without the horn. They have magic in them for sure.
Soy trabajador de aquí de Cuacolandia.
I am a worker here at Cuacolandia.
Yo siempre he convivido con caballos.
I have always had horses around me, and I think what she's doing here is a great gesture that comes from a good heart. I have great admiration for her. I wish there were more people with the same mentality.
I have been working here almost since it started 3 years ago when I arrived as administrator. I have to confess, I have no knowledge of horses. Everything I know now is thanks to Elena. Here, people like me that come from outside the equestrian world get to realize how grateful horses are with people who take care of them, rescue them and healing them. Our president, she fights for animal rights, and her efforts are an inspiration for us to continue working and follow the same path.
The horses here are so happy, and they have therefore developed behavioral characteristics they didn't have before, but are so natural to them. We let them be completely free to choose who they want to be with and what they want to do. It's so beautiful to see them develop and find hope, gaining weight so that you can't see their ribs anymore. They are super grateful beings even after all that humans have done to them in the past. Cuacolandia horses will always come and greet you, and they will nuzzle your hands because now they are content and happy animals.
CHIO Aachen in Germany is one of the most prestigious and popular international horse shows in Europe. Evie Toombs is a Paris show jumper, but in her spare time she's a social media blogger, and this year was invited by the FEI to come and experience the event for herself.
So I'm here for this week, kind of content creating and vlogging and sharing everything that's going on, really bringing to life the games and making it fun. I think the youth equestrian games specifically, they're young, they've got loads of energy, they're a bit cheeky, so it's great to have that youthfulness and kind of get that word out there and show everyone. This is my first trip to Aachen. This is also my first trip to anywhere like this. It's It's astounding here. I went to bed like the first few nights being like, I can't believe I'm here, I can't believe I'm here. And when I was at home, before we even came, I felt like a kid at Christmas. This is kind of something that Santa can't bring you, and to be here is just so surreal. It's even more incredible than you can describe. Being a good vlogger, I suppose it's showing all sides of things, showing the great sides, showing the bad sides, the fun in between. It's about having a 360 approach as if you were here on my shoulder with me. That's what I'm really aiming for. So I've just realised something very, very important. If I do this, technically, I've just jumped in the main ring at Aachen. The plan today, we had the Youth Equestrian Games at, I think, 1:30. We're going to do a course walk, try and speak to some of the riders, see who's nervous, who's excited. We have some very, very competitive riders here, which I think is brilliant. I think it will make for a fantastic competition. And then we're just going to round up with some interviews, see how things play out and take it from there. I think there will be a lot going on. I'm here by fence number 12. This is actually the Youth Equestrian Games fence, which is obviously the reason all of these riders are here. And I can't believe how big it is. These fences are all up at 125 on horses that they didn't know 2 weeks ago, which I think is absolutely incredible. Like I said, it goes against everything, all of the prep you would usually have for a competition. It goes against all of that in terms of preparation. They don't have much preparation at all, and yet they're all here and producing incredible results. So yeah, it really is quite a spectacle. I've been around horses from a very young age, and I've been riding for at least about 15 years. I'm a para-athlete, so I've competed for Team GB previously. I think coming here is great because I know what I like when people film me. I'm actually here with my mum. She does about 100 jobs. She's my carer, she helps me film, and she's my party buddy as well. We have a great time together. For my job, I like to use a vlogging camera just because I can whip it out at any moment. If I've kind of got loads of busyness going on, I can just whip it out and it's there, I can get it. I've also got a bigger camera with a huge lens. The arena here is humongous. It is so big, so having a big lens that can reach far across the arena makes all the difference for capturing those special moments. Oh, I 100% use my phone as well. It's a great tool, especially for stories and for quick little snippets, anything. Something is better than nothing. The way the Youth Equestrian Games works is so unique, especially to our sport now. We have one rider from each country coming forward, and they're riding a horse that they've never met before, and they have a very limited amount of time to even get to know that horse. So it's kind of everything you wouldn't do if you were prepping for a competition, especially to represent your country. And yet, obviously, we've got these riders. They are, I believe, the future of the sport. They'll be here again. They'll be here jumping the Nations Cups, the big classes. They're not going to go away. These are the best riders in their countries for their age. And seeing them use all of their tactics, have to learn new skills, it's such a rider development thing that you see them come out of themselves, and at the same time working in their teams. It's great to see those friendships being forged at such a young age when you know that in 20 years' time they're going to be the legends that we talk about now. I've come down to the warm-up arena just to see how some of the riders are preparing before they jump. It's very, very strict on how much they're allowed to do. There's a limit, obviously, because each rider is on a new horse. There are a limited amount of time to get to know them. That also includes the warm-up. So they're trying their best to get to know each other, obviously, for their final round. And so far, so good. So when we've filmed, we try to get things out as quickly as possible. I will edit everything by the end of the day, minimum. If I shoot something in the morning, it will be edited that afternoon, at that lunchtime, and then head back out into the day to film the rest of things. I think being able to capture those special moments is the best part of being here and being able to do what we do. Capturing those memories that people have worked years for and that their whole families are here supporting them, it means so much, and knowing that you can capture that so they can keep it forever is just, it's so, so special. Everything is sorted. We've had the most incredible day here with the Youth Equestrian Games individual final. It was just so competitive. The amount of clears really did make it quite tense, and being able to speak to Thomas after, I think he was a bit shell-shocked, to be honest. I think it's going to take a while for it to really sink in for him. He is essentially the best in the world of his age, which is just incredible, and I'm so pleased for all of the athletes. They all got home safe, which is obviously wonderful. What a day, what a venue. I feel so lucky to have come and to be able to take you here with it, and us all to be able to experience it. It's been absolutely astounding. I continue to be blown away by Aachen. It's incredible.
From ultra-modern online postings now to a more traditional passion, drum horse displays, like the breed itself, are a rarity. But on the outskirts of Ringsted on the eastern island of Zealand in Denmark, Sia Danford and her team work tirelessly to ensure neither become a thing of the past.
When you work with a drum horse, they're very present. They don't really see like a tractor out there or a car driving by. And this bubble technique that they have, this ability to just close around horse and rider and not really notice anything else, is very unique about them, and it's definitely something that I love and why I'm probably never gonna have any other breed than these. My mom had horses when she was a child, and she put me on a pony basically from when I was born, and then I started getting lessons when I was about 6 years old, and my very first riding lesson, the pony threw me off and I was hooked.
Celia was riding ponies, and I found Sir Baxter. He was something special, very special, and I didn't even know what he was until I went to a show with him, and there was a lot of judges from USA and all around Europe. And then I got called up to the judges, and they told me, "Do you know what you have? You have a drum horse, and they are very rare."
He got the title, the first drum horse in Denmark, and with the right to use drum horse #1. Yeah, he was the foundation of all of this, and his personality made us want to keep going. And now we have 3 here, and we also have a mare, and yeah, it's crazy what he started. I had my pony Flasher, and I wanted to do dressage. I loved competing, and I actually wanted to keep doing that. Like every other pony dressage rider does, I got a warm blood, and I trained him. But my parents had bought Lord Corvus. As I got to know him, I fell more and more in love with him. There was just something about him that I didn't have in my warm blood. So I put all my focus on riding Corvus. And then I got Cato. Yeah, they were my soulmates. There was no doubt that their personalities and just fitted me better.
Their personalities, at least these drum boys here, are all allowed to have their personalities intact, and we are encouraging them with their personalities to being cheeky and like maybe push a little when we're not snuggling with them, because we want them to show who they are.
The drum horse is like the perfect mix of a warm and a cold-blooded horse in some way. You know, we do shows with fire and confetti cannons and Harley Davidsons, and like we do our thing, and then everything around us, it's just there. And I think that's very unique for the breed, definitely.
The drum horse is a rare breed, and we are representing the European drum horse stud book. So we show them in what they are bred for, and also show them as in dressage, because they are excellent dressage horses. For us, it was natural to educate them in dressage, but also with the drums. So every one of our horses can carry the drums.
We're always aware of the horses living their best life. So we had the whole drumming set, especially made for Cato. It fits him perfectly, and it sits in a place where it doesn't affect him in any bad way. They're much lighter, and that's important. Why put a lot of weight on him when we don't have to?
For the drumming displays, she's wearing always something special. We make something for her, like a jacket or something fancy with feathers or something like that. Most of the time it's more formal. It's not that we want to look like the Danish Guard or the British Household Cavalry, because that's not the point of it. It's just showing the breed and what it's made for.
I do have a full-time job, so when I get home, I do my daily yoga. I want my horses to be relaxed, so I should be as well. And then I change and I'm at the stables 4 to 6 hours training them. When we're out, it's always very calm, because when you drum, it's always in walk and doing halts, so there is no trotting or cantering around. I always have some music with me that I play over, so that it has a little bit more of an effect. And Mette, my groom, helps me so I can get them all trained before I have to go to bed.
It was so natural that Silja, I got to show her the horses and the magic with the horses. They are just in my heart.
This is a very versatile horse, and they should be appreciated way more than they are. And the goal is to show the whole world that. And we've done a lot of shows, but there are bigger ones we can do. So we're going to try to do that, of course.
Still to come this season on Ride, the regal antics of the spectacular spotted steeds reared at South Africa's majestic Knabstrupe stud.
You need to understand that they're individuals. Some days they're a bit more energetic than other days. Everything determines how they feel, and you have to take those feelings into consideration. And when you treat them as individuals, they just treat you like royalty, because they are royalty.
And we savour the style and ceremony of the art of side saddle at the Dublin Horse Show.
Side saddle is probably one of the very first that you would have seen ladies in and involved in. You know, you see a completely different aspect of riding a horse from what we normally see on TV. The long dress, the skirts right down, their feet tucked in primly at the bottom, the nets over their head, and that itself attracts a lot of crowds and people love to see it.
Just a trinket of the equine tales yet to be told. So be sure to join us again next month.